No big intro here. This is part two of Nanette sharing her amazing family and surviving the holidays, her own personal story through healing and growth during the holidays. So we left off at part one. You are in a hotel in Kansas. It's the holiday season. Your husband, Craig, who was just your friend at the time, says, come out here.
Yes.
Let me help you with this. So you go out there. Tell me what the greeting was like in a different state.
I am good at putting things aside, playing the role. So I was excited to see him. Instantly, he told me when he picked me up from the airport, he said, the family can't wait to meet you, but we don't have to go. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't want to be around nobody's family. I just left mine. I don't, I don't have, but I couldn't say no. I
Mm.
felt I couldn't say no. And I said, oh, he said, well, we don't have to go. I said, no, no. If they're up waiting at 11:30 at night, we're gonna go. So let's just go by. But if you mind, we don't stay too long. And he goes, oh, absolutely, in and out. I walked in. He has two sets of twin nieces, 10 and 2 at the time. And they all were up. The sister was down from Oklahoma. Sister that lives in Kansas was over. Mom was there. And the two 10-year-olds greeted me at the door with hugs like they hadn't seen me in a year. And I'm like, what are you guys doing up? Santa's coming soon. I said, it's 11:45. You got your letters out, right? You got to go to bed. We haven't done our letters yet. I was like, what? And literally, everybody gave me a hug. Me and the kids sat down and we did a letter to Santa. I had never met them.
Oh my, that fills my heart. How amazingly beautiful. But listen to what you just said. I left my family behind and joined in with this new family.
Yes. It was such an easy holiday for me.
Hmm.
Of course, my guard was up. Um, I definitely didn't want to be around children. I couldn't even be around my godchildren because they remind me of my daughter because every holiday they're all together. Now I see them and one is missing.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even be around them for a long period of time. But here I am writing Santa letters with two little girls that I don't even know. And the 2-year-old that they're scribbling on their paper too. So to get ready for Santa. Literally an hour and a half later, we got the letters done because they had to read it to me. We had to spell the words right, all of that. We had to get the cookies. They had cookies, but they hadn't poured it. Yes, we had to get the cookies on the plate, the milk. They all gave me hugs goodbye, wanted to know if they were going to see me tomorrow. And I'm like, of course, I got to see what Santa's going to bring you. And they off to bed. We left, and my heart was full. The only thing I could say was, thank you, God,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I didn't expect that at all and definitely didn't want it. That's somebody else's child, and mine is not here.
Tell me about the longing and the grief. Did it show up during that time at all?
It didn't show up because I he got two twin beds for us, and so I asked him. I said, "No, you don't have to drive back. You can stay. We're grown." Da 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 da. We were gonna talk all night, but he went to sleep. I was up. I didn't really sleep well,
Hmm.
but my heart was at peace for some reason. It was very weird. I
One of
had
the one of the things I often teach grievers, we talk about, especially at this holidays, is to have a plan.
mhm,
Have a plan. Leaving town is a plan,
mhm,
right? It was an
mhm.
amazing plan that you had. It
It
was
was.
it was survival
Yes.
and a reasonable doubt. And you got blessed to just go into such an amazing family and walk into that home and have that experience, which was truly a blessing. Having that plan. And so I'm so glad your grief specialist before said you got to leave town, your therapist, because that was perfect for you.
Yes, that was perfect for me because I didn't have anybody else. I had my godmothers, but my godmothers was part of my circle.
Yeah.
but the main two were missing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not even why I wanted to do this show, even though I don't think I'd ever heard that story before. That's beautiful. I'm so glad you shared it. So you come back home
Yes.
to grief, pain, brokenness, and the reminders.
Mm-hmm.
You come back home to that. You start the
Mm-hmm.
grieving process all over again.
Mm-hmm. It was like it just happened.
And it even though you got this respite, which is so beautiful, you got this respite, then you come back, you go into it. I think it was like August of that year that you reached out to us.
Yes. Yes. Because I really went into negotiation with God,
Mm,
and I wasn't going to let it go.
mm,
Um, and I was just angry and mad, and I didn't want to learn how to get through it because
yeah.
I needed him to understand what I needed him to do. I
Yeah.
even I even talked it out. I told him, don't worry about it. I got you. People say you don't make mistakes, but if you're human like we are, everybody makes a mistake. No, we just don't know. And if you like, I can share the conversation. It's really,
Sure. Because the other thing is like you bring her back now or else.
yeah. That was my thing. It's like, look, I had it one night. I had just had it, and talking and praying and asking why, of course, and why my daughter, and there's other people out there that are doing harm. Oh, I reminded him of everybody. And then I walked and I got ready to go to bed. It wasn't a pre-thought, but when I put my leg on the bed, I had one dangling down, one crossed. I said, look, and I had my finger pointed. This has gone on long enough. Bring her back now. Now, people are going to be shocked and they're going to not know what to do, but they're going to get over it. They're going to love her because they already love her. I've lived a full life. I've done everything I want to do. Take me. They're going to be here to comfort her. She'll be fine. Now, when I go to sleep in the morning, I want to be looking at you. I flung my covers up. I was mad. I did
Mm.
everything but curse. Knew better than that. And I laid down, and that was a peaceful night's sleep that I hadn't had. And since my daughter passed, I don't think I even tossed and turned. I don't think I moved from my spot. The next morning, I opened up my eyes slowly to see what I was going to see, and I saw my blue curtains. And I was so disappointed. It was personal. And I just cried. And I was like, you're not going to bring her back.
Mm.
And I knew I was ready to find healing.
And start doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you more people have that conversation than are willing to admit. I bet you there are a lot of moms out there that have had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad you shared it because we want everybody to know that this is where you go sometime.
Yeah.
I can't remember I think you texted Erica and I and said, hey, I'm ready.
Yes, I did.
Appointment.
Yes.
Here's what I was thinking about you this morning that I wanted to share. You came to every session. You never missed. You did everything we asked you to do. You said, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
We typically need to meet with you kind of to see where you are. And we needed to judge where you were at that moment. And then we knew, even though that much time had passed, you really needed to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
We started you at the beginning. Sometimes when we meet with grievers, they're a little bit further along in their grief and their healing, and we can start at a different spot. But we needed to say, hey, this is grief. This is what it feels like, and this is how you process it.
Mm-hmm.
So it started in processing the pain.
Yes.
Which was amazing. You took every little bit serious. You went in 100%, even and still mad. You went in 100%.
Oh, yeah. Still mad.
Yeah.
But I knew by then that what I was demanding, I wasn't asking. I asked in the beginning, then I got to be like, look, I was demanding that it was unrealistic that I had to start accepting
Yeah.
that she wasn't coming back.
That she wasn't coming back.
Mm-hmm.
We did much needed grief work.
Mm-hmm.
We cried a lot. We did it all on Zoom, so we weren't even there to
Yes.
give you a hug.
Yes.
Um, we talked, we cried, we laughed. People
Yes.
think you're going to come here and you're going to absolutely laugh. We met every week. We did the extra work, and what I said to you was, we're going to see you change before you absolutely feel it. And that's what was happening. We started to see you change. You did some amazing things that I thought was really beautiful. You got memorial tattoos.
Yes, I did. So, just real quick, I have been wanting a tattoo since Sheena been talking about tattoos since she was 16, and that was absolutely not. She had to wait till she was 18. Then she went off with her godmother and got her first tattoo, and I like to die. Because I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you were still on that and you got it. So then Tigger came out, and I was a Tigger fanatic. So I was going to get a Tigger. And I had all these press-ons. Every time I go away on a vacation, I'd take a picture for her, and I'm like, look, I got a tattoo. She goes, it's not shining. So I didn't do my research on how it was supposed to look. But anyway, she said, you're never going to get one because the first time you hear it zzz, and you feel that pain, you're going to say, okay, that's it. You're going to come back with an extra mole. Because I don't do pain. I don't know how she does because she had plenty of tattoos. So it was just a running thing with us. Every time I'd see some, I'm like, oh, I like that. That'd be a nice tattoo. She goes, I'll find you a sticker and move on. When my daughter passed, and she passed in September, it was in July. I was going through her phone, her pictures, because I wanted to make sure I had all the pictures that she had that maybe I didn't have. So I kept her phone on for a year. So I transferred all majority of, pictures of her that I wasn't sure if I had or I liked, and I probably had them already in my phone. And I found where she had a Tinkerbell tattoo picture, she was very sexy. She had locks on one side, and she was a sister, and she was bent over, very shapely, because my daughter was very shapely.
So she was very shapely.
She was very shapely. So what I did is, my daughter growing up, she was a girly girl and a tomboy, played basketball. So her favorite outfit were tennis shoes, crop pants, a cute blouse, nails, hair all done up. So I put her into that outfit. I went on Instagram and I just was looking at tattoo artists, and I just, in my area, I just kept looking at all of them. Would stay up half the night looking, and found a place that looked like they was close. They had excellent reviews. And so I had 3 Tinkerbells that I needed pasted together. This is the outfit, because I had Sheena. This is Sheena's fit picture. This is how the shapely is great, but I want her standing up, so they could, like, draw me out something. And the young lady actually did as close as she could to Sheena's face. Sheena
Wow.
was up in a bun all 100% of the time. And so she did it. And I was thinking about something this big, and it actually came out this big.
Always
And
than we thought.
yeah, so I said, well, okay, that's beautiful. Because they told me when it was ready, come down and look at it. And I was just amazed. And I said, okay. I said, well, when do I make the appointment? She said, well, we can do you now if you want. And I'm like, okay, but I need to be numbed. So we went through the process, and um, I felt good. It was 6.5 hours. She gave me 2 20-minute breaks, and they told me I could tap out if I wanted to, which is me saying, okay, I can, I'll have to come back tomorrow or whenever you come back to finish it. It wasn't until we got to the last wing And I said, okay, I don't know where you are, but that numbing stuff is not working. I had the owner there he was by himself. The other artist didn't have anybody. It was a weird day because they said they normally have so many walk-ins on a Friday, and they didn't. So I had the owner playing the great oldies music, war, and he was explaining the history and the Long Beach, and they were so cool. They were holding my hand at one point.
What a great experience.
Yes, they were so awesome. And then the lady was doing it, and I said, okay, where are you right now? She says, we're on the last wing. I said, she doesn't need a last wing. That's okay. We can do one wing. She'll get her other wing when I get up there. And they were like, no, because called my daughter Pumpkin. They were like, Pumpkin has to have the two wings. I said, no, she don't. And they were like, yes, she does. Pumpkin has to have two wings. And they just kept talking to me and talking about Pumpkin like they knew her. And I got through it.
It was so beautiful. It is also part of the healing. I think that tattoo added to your healing, which was so beautiful. I love that story. But at some point, you order a Christmas tree ornament with Tinkerbell on it. Tell us about that.
So I was on Etsy, and they do a lot of personalized things. And they had a black, she's probably an angel, but she looks like a Tinkerbell to me. And it's a baby, not a baby version, but she has like a baby face, sort of, but and she had the wings and a little outfit on, and she was flying, and you could put her name on it, and it's round, like a little round circle. And she was so beautiful. And I'm like, I have to have that. So I ordered it, and it came in time for that next Christmas. And I couldn't even open it to look at it.
Mm.
I could not. I couldn't order to look at it. So I had it. I opened up the box, and it was, in that heavy white paper, and I just put it under my pillow, and that's where she stayed until it was time to pack up the Christmas stuff. And she went in my drawer, of course, not in the Christmas packing. She went in my drawer. Last year, I wanted my girl out because going through the therapy with you and Erica, I was in a good place to be able to see her name.
Yeah.
And have her part of Christmas. Because I decorate every year at the cemetery for her and my mom. And it's almost like a circus out there. I mean, we got candy canes lighting up, we got Santas flying, and I mean, it doesn't look like a cemetery marker. And I have double plots, so it's huge, gate around it. We got everything out there, but not in my house. Last year, also, my girlfriend sent me a white angel. And no, year before last. And I did put that on the tree, but I couldn't put Sheena out. So last year, after going through my counseling with you and Erica, I felt comfortable and confident enough that whatever it brought, it was okay if it made me cry. It was okay that it brought me to my knees. I knew I could live through it.
So you and I just happened to do a pickup call.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, girl, and I decorated for Christmas and da da da. Oh, yeah, and look at this. I pulled the ornament out. And you just said it in passing, and you were just going through the thing. And I was like, wait, hold up.
Yes.
What up? And you're like, the ornament, look, let me show you. And you showed me with the phone, and we were just talking. And I was like, Nanette, do you realize the significance of that? That was such a huge part of the healing for you and for Sheena, that it was it was ready. It was time.
Yeah.
It was time for her to come out. And it just showed that I'm ready to accept this holiday with Sheena and the joy. Tell me more about that. And when I said that to you, your eyes opened big. You're like,
because I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
deal is because when I decorated the tree, I have a 4-foot tree. She had one, I had one when my mom passed, because I didn't decorate after my mom passed either. I stopped all the house decorating and all of that. And so eventually Sheena wanted to get back to it. So I had bought us both these 4-inch trees that are in a pot. And so when I put it up and I did all the little bows on it or whatever, I still didn't put her ornament on that day. But just all of it was, I can't even now remember what it was. And I'm like, oh, I'm ready to put the ornament on the tree. And I just went and got it and put it on. I didn't have it under my pillow. It was still in my drawer where I put it. I went and got it and I looked at it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute and da da da. And I just hung it on there. It felt right. It felt natural. It
It was
wasn't
so
a forced thing.
significant of you and her, and where your relationship with her, your spiritual relationship is with her now. That's the huge significance to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just but I wouldn't have gotten there without the work that we did.
So
I just can't say that enough. It was the work that we did, because a lot of times I didn't even want, you were asking some questions and I'm like, I'm gonna cry again. I have never cried so much in front of somebody in my entire life.
yeah,
And because I'm hold it in. And then at
yeah,
night I'll cry and
yeah,
nobody knows. But to be able to do that,
yeah,
and I trusted you and Erica to let my feelings out.
yeah,
I trusted you guys 100% to say whatever it is I felt, whether it was politically correct or not.
yeah.
How crazy it sounded. I
But I
would.
want to say something, Nanette. Let me just say this because I want to connect this dot. You were
Okay.
my sister Charlene's best friend. You would be at family functions, but you and I had never really had intimate
Mm-mm,
conversations. We didn't know
mm-mm.
each other.
No, I
We
knew you were sharing the older sister.
were bossy older sister.
Yeah, yeah, you're the bossy older sister.
Like you and I had never. We'd be
Mm-mm.
at Howard, like you'd be, and I'm like, hey, girl, I'll give you a hug and all that,
And
and we
then we
would
move on.
and move on. But we weren't. We didn't know each other intimately, so it wasn't
No,
like you felt comfortable coming in. I was just as much a stranger to you as your therapist was.
exactly. But I knew you gave me the comfortability.
Yeah, yeah,
And I can't say I trusted you be because of, I mean, I knew I would be okay, which that was something that both of your sisters always told me.
yeah,
That was something that everybody told me. You're going to be safe with Sharon. And I'm like, it's not the fact that I think I'm not going to be safe. I'm just not ready to do it.
yeah, yeah. And you came when you were ready, and I say that all the
And when I was ready, I knew I was going to give you everything.
and people come when they're ready. They don't come until they're ready, and that's just
Mhm,
it. Okay.
mhm.
Yesterday, you and I were talking, and you said something to me. I have not decorated for Christmas since 2014.
Yes.
And when you say decorate, you mean like pull out
All
all
out.
the stuff.
Stockings, we got railings decorated, we got outside decorated, we got doors decorated. I mean, the couch are decorated. They got the Santa hat draped over. That was my mom and Sheena's that we would wear. And we had 3, so now I got 4 because of Craig. But
Yeah.
yeah, we have our stockings out. I even have my first cat, Fred, that passed. He had a Santa suit. It's out. Everything is out. Sheena's tree is out. My tree is out. I even got the bathroom decorated. This is the first year since my mom passed.
And it wasn't just, so I want our friends to understand, it wasn't just that you grieved Sheena and your heart was broken. You went back and you allowed me to guide you through dad,
Yes.
mom,
Mm-hmm.
and Sheena,
Mm-hmm.
which when you said that yesterday, I haven't decorated since 2014. I was like, man, your heart is in a different place. And the one thing that I think I want you to share a little bit about is it's different now.
Oh, yes.
You're decorating and it's different. It's not broken.
Yes. It's different.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it like no time before before 2014. Everything got pulled out on a certain day, and I worked from sun up to sundown, and the house was complete. The next day, you got to take all the boxes and stuff, and clean up, but the house is decorated. This took me 3 different stages. So one, I pulled the tree up and I pulled all I went downstairs in the basement, got the trees, the stockings and all of that. And the first thing I did was hung my mom and Sheena's and my stocking up because I have a fireplace with a mantle. And then I was like, well, how am I going to hang them? I have my mom over here, and we all have characters. My mom is the moose from Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer because if you push the button, it sings. And my mother loved it. So hers was the first one I hung up. And then I hung Goofy, which is Craig, because he just got his last year. He's next to Sheena because they're both kind of big. Then on the other end, I have Tigger, which is mine. And I have Sheena's hanging off of mine. And not her own space, but she's pinned to mine. Oh, and pinned to my mom is Fred's old stocking because it's a cat stocking that my mother bought Fred because he would have catnip stuff in his stocking. And I kind of just looked at that and I'm like, I like it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. It felt good to have their stockings up and their stockings out.
Nanette, a lot of grievers at this time of year struggle with whether to put the stockings up, believe it or not. Do I hang their stocking? Was that even a decision for you, or were you just like, these are coming?
Oh no, the stockings was the first thing I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how much more I was going to do.
Okay.
But I definitely was going to hang the stockings. Christmas time is my husband's favorite time of the year as well. So he was going to bring a tree in because he has 4 downstairs. And I had bought the tree up, Sheena's tree up, but I hadn't did it yet. And the next day I actually went out shopping because I have a house now. And I wanted to get some things. And I went into Home Goods and found all these Santas, these little black Santas, one's cooking and one is standing up looking good. And last year at the end in February, I bought the 6-foot Santa for the house. I didn't have no place for it, but it was in February. It was on sale. So then I bought him up and it kind of got me in the mood. So then the hats came out. And then I set Sheena's tree up, but I didn't decorate it for like 2 days because I wanted to do something different. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I wanted to wait. And then it came to me, she liked pink. She that wasn't her favorite color, but that was her second color in line. I said, I'm gonna do her a pink and silver tree. Of course, when I saw the bulbs, I didn't buy them and I went back to get them, they were gone. But her favorite color, turquoise, was there. So she has a beautiful turquoise and silver tree. And I still need to get a few more things for it, like, because it needs a little bit more, razzle dazzle to it.
At any point while you were putting all this up and making the decision, was your heart heavy?
Yes.
Okay.
It was not heavy where I wanted to cry, but my eyes, I felt the anxiety a little bit, but not to the point where it made me stop and ball up like usual.
Yeah.
But when it did, if it lasted longer than 10 minutes, I'd stop. And if it go away, because I'm still looking at all the stuff that's in the floor that I need to get up, or at least put it in one pile or whatever, I'd get up and I'd do a little something else and it would go away.
Yeah.
Something else would go away. I actually stopped in the middle of decorating the living room because that's where Sheena's tree is and all the personal stuff. And I decided to decorate my cabinets in my kitchen. And I cut ribbons and made bows, which was a new tradition because I had never done that before.
Yeah.
So that kind of got me out of Mommy and Sheena, but I was still decorating.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'd come in and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do da 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 da.
Yeah.
And so I've done that. And like I said, I haven't yet put the ornament on the tree. I thought about doing it yesterday, and there was a lot of phone calls coming in. So I didn't. And I looked at it last night and I'm like, oh, not yet. And so she'll get out there.
When you're ready. I love that. That's like you and her. And it's almost like you opening up, saying, okay, come on, baby, we got to do this Christmas thing.
Yes.
You know what I love about your explanation right now is that even though you've gone through the grief healing with Eric and I, you still have the space to allow the pain in.
Mhm.
You still know it's going to be there, and you let it in. And
But
you
that's
know,
only because of what I was taught. I mean,
yeah,
you taught me that.
yeah,
That's so opposite of my entire life.
yes,
Anytime I have pain, I internalize it
yeah,
because no one can see weakness from me.
yeah,
That's absolutely not. I'm the
yeah,
strong one. I can handle it. I can do it. What do you need? That. And you taught from going through counseling with you, I've learned that it's okay in the store. But
yeah,
if it's me, let it roll.
yep.
If it's gonna be a boo-boo cry, I'm just gonna leave my basket there. I'll be back. I'll get in the car and try to get it together. Or I made the mistake of one time stopping outside the store and folks was walking up. Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? I'm like, oh Lord. So now I'm okay because it's like, no, 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 no.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so when you said last night, I haven't decorated since 2014, and you started telling me the list of the things you were doing, that's my podcast. I want that right now. I want you to talk to all the moms out there that are grieving this holiday, the moms that have lost a child, whether it's their first year, their third year, or their 10th year.
It's,
What
it
would you
doesn't
tell?
go away. It doesn't go away.
Yeah,
I would say do things on your time.
yeah,
I have been blessed enough with the counseling to know you can't please everybody all
yeah,
the time.
yeah,
I'm a people pleaser, and that's why I've always held everything in, but not with this. This is my baby.
yeah,
It may 10 years from now, I may still feel the same way or decide I can't do this Christmas without her. I'm not decorating.
yeah,
And I'm not going to feel guilty about it. It's going to be
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Apologize to my husband twice. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not done yet, but I had to stop. And he goes, it's okay. It's
yeah,
okay. And whether it was going to be okay or not, that's just where I was at because I have to. This is my girl.
yeah,
I journal to her every day.
yeah,
But I journal about everyday stuff. Like there's a show that we like, or her one of her favorite people that was in our show that we used to watch. He's coming out with something else. I'll be like, "Hey, Sheena, real quick, and so is going to be in this other show. I might watch it. If I do, I'll keep you posted. So and so got arrested again. Da 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 da. Hey, Miss TMZ, because she was TMZ. I she told me about Kobe before the news told me about Kobe, and I'm a diehard every day, all day Kobe fan. She called me and asked me, was I sitting down, and where was I? Was I home from church? I said I didn't go because it's foggy out here because we live 45 minutes away.
yeah.
Well, where are you? I said I'm in the bed. What's wrong? I figured somebody had passed, and she's trying to brace me for it, you know. And she said Kobe passed.
Mm,
And at that time, I'm like, oh no, he didn't. I'm watching TV and da. And sure enough, 5 minutes after TMZ told me, there it was on every channel. She
mm.
cried on the phone together. Then I needed to hang up because she wanted to talk. I needed to hear everything. So I am returned, and it makes me feel good because it helps me to not miss her so much that I can talk to her every day about everyday things.
We call it a spiritual relationship. You have a spiritual relationship that you have kept going that is so beautiful, so,
Mm-hmm.
so beautiful. And I love that you're taking your time to put that significant ornament out when you know it's right for you and her. I really,
Yeah.
really, I love that. Um, thank you. Thank you for sharing your family with us. Thank you for sharing your heart.
Thank
And
you.
and what's the one thing that you would tell that mom today?
Mom, take care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do what your heart feels.
Yeah.
This is for nobody but you.
Yeah.
If you have 6 other children, let them start giving them things. Say, hey, you decorate this house. I'm going to a chair. You decorate, but do what you need to do, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take care of you.
You went with your gut and that really
Yeah.
worked for you. It really, really worked for you. Thank you. I want to dedicate this show to Sheena, to the beautiful Sheena, and to Charlene,
Oh yes,
one of your best friends, Charlene, that
yes.
is always my number one supporter in the back. And without her, I would have never gotten a chance to meet you.
Yes.
Without working with you, I would have never got a chance to love Sheena the way that I do. And so I want to say thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Because of Charlene, I have a whole nother family.
Yes. Yes, girl. All right, friends. Thank you so much. I hope this helped. I hope this helps for your holiday season. And just know that you can put those ornaments out. You can. And the
Praying for
stuff.
the moms and dads, whoever's grieving,
Yep.
praying for them, and do what your heart feels.
Yeah. Bye, friends.